welcome to another sports podcast. My name is Cayman. I am your host, and I will be coming to you guys with some sports topics today. There's a lot to talk about. When it comes to the sports world. Football is about to start. We got month. We are a month away from the start of the NFL season. We are in the off season of the NBA. The WNBA is playing right now. We got baseball going on. So there's some things going on in the sports world. Um, and I will be here to cover some of those things. I want to welcome you guys to the Black Ambition Media YouTube channel. Welcome to Black Ambition Media, your one-stop shop for all your content needs. Here we offer a wide range of commentary from politics and black culture to vibrant hip-hop discussions on the top artists and acts in the culture to sports talk detailing the top stories in the sports world. Tune in to Everyday Hip Hop, The Rising, and another sports podcast every week on Black Ambition Media, where we amplify voices and shape cultures. Now, where should I start with this? I want to say one thing. I did mention that the start of the NFL season is just about a month away. And there's one team, no matter what's going on, if they're relevant contenders, if they actually have a shot of winning a Super Bowl, there's one team that always seems to be in the headlines. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Yesterday, Micah Parsons requested a trade, and it made me think about the Dallas Cowboys franchise. Now, this is a franchise that we herald as America's team. No matter if they're winning or not, the Dallas Cowboys are a topic of discussion. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are projected to value at around $9 billion. Maybe that's going to go up. Maybe it's not. We just seen the Lakers being sold for $10 billion. And when we're talking about those type of franchises, the Lakers, the Yankees, the Dallas Cowboys, you're in the upper echelon of whatever sport that you're in. You're one of the most valuable entities in those sports as well. And you know, your owner is very, very well known. And Jerry Jones has been very, very well known for other reasons that the late great Jerry Buss was known for, that Steinbrenner with the Yankees was known for. Jerry Jones, I think, has made it more about himself than the team throughout all these years. And we can go back from the 90s. I mean, when's the last time the Dallas Cowboys were relevant contenders for the Super Bowl? I mean, the last Super Bowl that they won was in 1995, before I was born. But as a sports fan, a spectator, and a commentator on the game, I love to go back and find the history and research the history of what was going on in the NFL, what was going on in the NBA before I became a fan, before I was even born. That's where the history, that's where the value, that's where the tradition, that's where culture was built. Like a lot of things in the foundations of why the NFL game, why the NBA game, why sports is the way it is today is because how it was previously. The game is not as physical as it was. Why is that? What were we seeing back then? So it's always great to go and research the game. That's something that I take pride in doing. And when I go back and research the Cowboys, and when I go back and look at a dynastic team that they had in the 90s, when I go look back at Jerry Jones and his tendencies and how he's dealt with things over his tenure as owner of the Dallas Cowboys, it's very, very interesting. And most of you guys already know this, but it's a quick refresher. It's something that I think Dallas Cowboy fans know, but still are hopeless that something will change for them. But let's go back, shall we? Let's go all the way back. Let's actually go back to those 90s teams. Do y'all remember what happened? Do y'all remember the Dallas Cowboys winning back-to-back Super Bowls and then their head coach being forced out by their owner? The relationship between Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson was so strained. When Jerry bought the team, when it was the foundation of a Jerry Jones-led Cowboys, who did he pick to go get? How was the relationship between Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson? Jimmy Johnson. Originally, was it that Jimmy Johnson was such a dynamic coach that it was taking the spotlight away from Jerry Jones? Is that why nobody really knows the reasons why still to this day? But we're talking about how Jerry Jones has operated. Has operated the Dallas Cowboys, has operated that organization, and has held fans captive for too long. Okay, so force out Jimmy Johnson. How about we talk about his keen ability to contract negotiate with his star players? Do we want to talk about that? What happened with Emmitt Smith? In the 1993 season, before the 1993 season started, Emmitt had to hold out from the Cowboys, who had just won a Super Bowl. He wanted to be paid like the rest of the running backs, like a higher value running back then. Like the best running back in the league, like he deserved to be. Cowboys had to start 0-2. Conversations were had. Jerry Jones eventually paid the man, but why did you have to wait in order for that to happen? Why is it always reported that you took so good care of Tony Romo real quick? When it was time for him to be up for anything, you took care of him real quick. But with Dak Prescott, you tagged him twice before receiving his money. Maybe you could have got Dak Prescott for a cheaper price if you would have just took care of him in the first place. But you waited on that. Don't understand it. Y'all remember Ezekiel Elliott back in 2019? Y'all remember Ezekiel Elliott working out in Cabo while the Cowboys were playing? Jerry eventually paid him too. 6 years, $90 million, the largest running back deal of the time. Why not just pay him before and get the deal done if you're going to cave in at the end? Why wait this long with the players? But wait, we're not done. DeMarcus Lawrence received the franchise tag twice before agreeing to a 5-year, $105 million deal in 2019. CeeDee Lamb. Got to pay CD. We knew that. One of the best wide receivers in the league. And that brings me to what I saw yesterday on Twitter/X. Micah Parsons requests a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. In his statement that says, "Thank you, Dallas." And hold on, y'all really gonna tell me that the city of Dallas, the state of Texas, I know y'all got Wemby out there, but Dallas specifically, y'all gonna lose Luka? and y'all gonna lose Micah in the same year? Bad organizational structure from both franchises out there in Dallas. Both got some leaders that I don't know. Was it the Mavs' new owners? I believe so. I don't know if this was a Nico Harrison decision by himself. I don't know if he's that crazy to make that type of trade himself. I don't know if any general manager is that crazy to make that kind of trade. If it was his decision, he's still crazy for it. Whoever's decision it was in the Mavericks organization, they're crazy for it. And I literally just showed y'all how Jerry Jones operated in the 90s. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2025 now. So how y'all think he's operating now? Micah Parsons says in a statement, "Thank you, Dallas. Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I have purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done, but since there is confusion out there, let me clear some things up. I had my agent reach out to the Cowboys last offseason after my third year in hopes of getting a deal done. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations at that point. I was okay with that, didn't complain, and focused on the 2024 season. After the season, I told my agent once again to let them know we were open to negotiate when they met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care and wanted to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. This was before any of the other pass rushers deals got done this offseason. I knew I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. Again, radio silence as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking contract with me. Guess I engaged in a back and forth in regards to what I wanted from my contract, but at no point did I believe that was supposed to be a formal negotiation, and I informed Mr. Jones afterward my agent would reach out thinking this would get things done. But when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. My agent, of course, told him that wasn't the case and also reached out to Stephen Jones. Again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet still not a call, email, or text message to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money, years, or anything else. Still, I stayed quiet, but again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I have made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. Every star, it seems like. Micah Parsons has done in 4 years with Dallas this: 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, Defensive Rookie of the Year, 52.5 sacks, 9 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries at the age of 26. Now, don't get me wrong with the next person. I'm not sitting here saying Micah Parsons is perfect as a football player. as a defensive player and as a leader of that defense with the Cowboys. We've seen them come up short time and time again, and we've seen Micah not rise to the occasion and to the moment, but he is young. And Micah Parsons has shown that he wants to be a Cowboy for the long haul. He wants to keep up the tradition of what the Cowboys mean to America and what they represent for the NFL. He wants to keep that tradition alive. Jerry and Stephen Jones, why do you continue to play with this man and continue to play with people when it comes to getting them their money? He said after year 3, he wanted to get a deal done. I understand you guys had other things, but you knew this summer was coming up. You knew this exact thing was going to happen, and they keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. Like I said, they are valued at $9 billion. So maybe the media headlines, it may be how people talk about them, creates and generates more revenue than actually winning championships and creating cultures of winning organizations. This ain't the way, though. And it just seems like Stephen Jones is just taking from his dad's playbook and running the franchise the same way. It's either that or Jerry is still in control. In full control of everything. And with football about to start in a month, we go through another year with the Cowboys being the Cowboys and doing cowboy things.